What's good, y'all? This your boy Woke. We back with another video today. So y'all, I know y'all watched that Amanda Serrano Katie Taylor fight. It was amazing. The action was great. I thought it was the biggest women's boxing fight of all time, obviously. But let's just be real. Amanda Serrano got robbed. She got robbed in her home state in New York, bro. How does that happen? I'll tell you how it happens. It's because the media wants to make Katie Taylor to be the best female boxer ever. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. And granted, full fight. I keep up with the sport. I know who's good and who's not in the women's division, right? I follow Claressa Shields. That's really how I even got interested in women's boxing, when Claressa Shields was coming on the scene. You know, I follow Katie Taylor. I follow Serrano. I like Alicia Baumgarten a lot. Shout out to Franchon. She's undisputed at 168. She won last night too. But at the same time, it's like, dude, Katie Taylor lost the first fight versus Delphine Persoon. I went back, hey, if I'm gonna speak on something, I'm gonna go back and know what I'm talking about. Have my own scorecards, see how I feel about the fights, unbiasedly, right? So that's one robbery Katie Taylor's gotten. Last night versus Amanda Serrano was the second one. Bro, it is what it is. They want to make Katie Taylor they want to build Katie Taylor up to be the quote-unquote greatest female athlete ever. Because right now, who do we see as the greatest female athletes ever? Serena, Simone Biles. It is what it is. This Katie Taylor is day one. Katie Taylor is they hope. You know what I'm talking about when I say they. Even right now, Claressa Shields freaking is a two-time Olympic gold medalist. Katie Taylor is a one-time Olympic gold medalist. Katie Taylor is undisputed in one division. Claressa Shields is the only two-division undisputed champion, men or women. Claressa Shields is also only 27. Katie Taylor is 35. But they want to call, I already see it, Katie Taylor, let's go. Is she the best woman boxer ever? Claressa Shields been calling herself the GOAT, and it's been a true statement since she was 25 when she became undisputed. She's so good, she went to freaking MMA. So I'm gonna talk about my scorecard last night, right? That's why they doing it for Katie Taylor. They want to build her up to be something she's a great fighter, fast hands, great defense, tough as hell. I gotta give her that. But this is my scorecard. Right now, I was fair to Katie Taylor too. I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought she won the first round. I had Serrano win the second round. Katie Taylor won the third round in my opinion. So I had Katie Taylor up 2-1 at that point. Fourth round, initially I gave to Katie Taylor. The fourth round to Katie Taylor. Now, upon rewatching that round, I ended up giving it to Serrano because Katie Taylor, a lot of them flurries wasn't landing. A lot of them flurries she was just winging it. And honestly, she was hurt. She was almost out on her feet in a lot of ways in the fourth. She was getting real hurt. So I think power-wise, I gave the force back to Serrano. But even if you want to just say you get that to Katie Taylor, I'll still get that to Katie Taylor or Serrano. Personally, I'll lean with giving it to Serrano though, off power. Round 5, obviously, Katie Taylor was damn near a zombie on her feet. She's out on her feet. That's a 10-8 round. You can't sit there knees locked out and getting hit. The ref could have almost stopped the fight. It was that bad. It was getting that scary for Katie Taylor. I've seen dudes get hit like that for a round and the fight gets stopped. So that's a 10-8 round. The 5th round for Serrano. 6th round I gave to Serrano. 7th round I gave to Serrano. Round 8 I gave to Taylor. Round 9 I gave to Taylor. Round 10 I was given to Katie Taylor. Despite Serrano landing harder shots, Katie Taylor's outworking her. So Katie Taylor's a dog. I like Katie Taylor, but I just don't like how they trying to build her up. Let her earn that, bro. So round 10, I was giving to Katie Taylor. It was close though. It was close. And how I do my scoring system, I try to go point fighting, count punches. That last 15 seconds, I gave it to Serrano though, because she buckled Katie Taylor. Like, it was already close. I had to Taylor a little bit, but then Serrano hit her with something. Hit her with some hard shots at the end. It buckled her and kept hitting with a couple hard ones at the end. I was like, I gotta give it to Serrano. It was already a close round, but somebody showed it. Katie Taylor knee was about freaking what? I want to say probably like a foot off the ground. I almost was a legit knockdown. So that's a Serrano round. So at the end of the day, I had it 4 rounds for Katie Taylor, 6 rounds for Amanda Serrano with 1 10-8 round. So to me, I had it 96-93. Well, hell, even if we're being generous, even if you want to give Katie Taylor round 4, bro, it's still 95-94 Serrano. And if somehow you don't give the 5th round as a 10-8, even though you should, it's still a tie at worst. I mean, I hate this. I'm agreeing with Jake Paul for once. It was a tie at worst. The tie might be a robbery at this point, because this granted Katie Taylor was half dead for the middle of that fight. Credit to her for surviving, but that's a robbery. Amanda Serrano got robbed, because guess what? If Amanda Serrano wins and she's a 7 division world champion, beating Katie Taylor as she did, see, I could kind of respect Amanda Serrano being in the GOAT convo, even though I was still leaning Clarissa. At least she got 30-40 pro fights, 7 division champ. At least that's an argument of accumulation. She ain't winning robbery. She going out there getting the work in. I could respect that. She came from the street. She worked it. She earned it. You know, nothing was handed to her. I could respect that argument. But Katie Taylor, you could tell they want to give it to her. They want to make her more than she is. They want to do that. It's obvious. I mean, geez, bro, like, oh my goodness, it's so ridiculous. And I don't understand it. Like, even if we go on Twitter, man, like, y'all, like, no one thinks she won. Like, look at this, bro. Like, look at this right here. You see these comments over here? If you can't see it, it says look, it says The Zone tweeted out fight of the year. I'll make it big for y'all. The Zone tweeted fight of the year, Taylor Serrano. Everybody, robbery of the year. Look at the obviously only people that saying she won is what's that, from Liverpool, Europeans, of course. Look at this. Come on, man. The top comments are all robbery. I gotta like these too. Oh man, dude, all I want, bro, let people come out here and earn their spots. If you better, be better. All the media pushing, all that, it just needs to stop, man. I'm just sick and tired of that kind of stuff, dude. It's like, it's bad for boxing. It's bad for boxing, you know. I just don't like it. Yeah, you know, it's just frustrating, man. It's Amanda Serrano got robbed of her moment. That's what these robberies, they rob people of moments. Even if everybody think you won, the fans, you get robbed of a moment. You get robbed of memories. You get robbed of photos of your family, of you being happy, you rejoicing. The type of pictures you put up in your house. You know, Amanda Serrano, I don't know her family, but her winning that night may be the greatest accomplishment in her whole lineage history ever. She won, you know, in Madison Square Garden. Imagine the image of her rejoicing with them belts around her waist, beating Katie Taylor. That's you can't get that back. Even if everybody say you won, you don't get them moments back. Like for like Jack Catterall, he got robbed of a moment versus Josh Taylor. So even if he rematches Josh Taylor already acting like a hoe, saying we can rematch, mate, but it has to be at 145 or it has to be catch weight. What's the point? I want the belts, bruh. I want what was mine. I don't care about this beating. I want my belts also. I want that recognition. Look at these punch stats. Look at this. Look at that. Please, Serrano outlanded Taylor for the whole fight, but the two judges had Katie winning 7-3 when she almost got knocked out a few times. LMFAO, man, I hate boxing sometimes. #robbery. Bro, look, it's ridiculous. Look at these punch stats. Katie Taylor landed 147, Serrano landed 173. Serrano landed 27 to the body. She landed 2 jabs to her 1 jab. Katie Taylor, 146 power shots landed. Serrano landed 171. Come on, y'all. This is ridiculous. Like, look at this right here. Okay, round 1, Taylor outlanded her. I gave that to her. Round 2, Serrano outlanded. I gave that to her. Round 3, I gave it to Katie Taylor. She outlanded her. Cool. Round 4, like I said, this is the swing round. If you gave to Taylor, cool, I got it, but I think with power, I gave it to Serrano, but I can understand that one. Round 5, like I said, this is a 10-8. You outland somebody by 30 punches, that's a 10-8 round. Round 6, guess what? Serrano outlanded her. Round 7, it was quote-unquote tied. You gotta be careful with the punch stats too. They a little biased. They landed the same amount, but Serrano was more powerful, right? And what I say, 8 was Taylor. What I said, 9 was Taylor. Look at that. Round 10, y'all. Look at me, bro. Round 10 was Serrano. Even off the punch, I probably wouldn't even give Serrano enough credit, because I thought her hurting her and landing the more powerful shots made up for some of the volume I thought Taylor had. But see, a lot of them flurries Taylor had, those wasn't landing good. Serrano landed the cleaner, more powerful shots. So it really wasn't that close in round 10. Even the score, even the punches, you understand. Look at this comment. Your tweet even shows Katie has the higher percentage, which is good indication she won the fight. No, it's like, no. The person said connect percentage is not more important than punches landed. You can throw 100 through at 100% connect percentage with only 5 punches. Boxing is a point fighting thing, like fencing, bro. I don't really fence, but I assume it's point fighting like that, bro. You throw 100 punches and you land 50 of them, that's 50% connect rate. I could throw 500, land 150, that's less than 50%, but I outlanded you by 100 punches. I'll win the fight. Simple as that. It's point fighting at the end of the day. This is blasphemous. Taylor by split and then the fact that the judges had, bro, 117 for Taylor. That result is robbery. That's a robbery, man. It is what it is. It's boxing. Just let your stars be the stars, whether they be white, Hispanic, black, Asian. Let the better man get the nod. Because this is why so many people have enemies and fans that don't like people, because the media picks their favorites and they build certain people up while they talk down and don't give the proper credit to certain fighters, right? The media bad enough. The media is already rigged and corrupt, we know that, but then when you bring it to judges too, and then hell, even worse, the refs with the like long counts, short counts, letting stuff happen, like that's when people start looking at boxing and be like, okay, boxing, it can't get right. Boxing is a beautiful sport. I grew up as a UFC MMA fan, bro. I got into boxing, I ain't looked back. I haven't looked back, bro, because boxing is just better. The storylines, the narratives, the inaction, everything, man. But stuff like this make you want to give up on it. Like, not give up on it per se, I ain't gonna give up, but it's like it make you lose hope. And it's why people like me, oh man, just let the fighters go. It's okay, dude. Like, come on, dude. You're conspiracy, dude. You always talking about race. You always talking about the media, this and that. If you know the history of boxing, this is what it is. Narratives, bias, corruption. That's the reality. You see these books over here? I read, guys. I want the truth of the matter. I don't care about how I feel. Give me the truth. Let the best be the best. We'll go from there. It's a great book right here. The Fix Is Still In by Brian Toy. He's chronicled how many sports are very corrupt and fixed, rigged in a lot of ways. He had a whole chapter about boxing, about a fighter that we all know and love. I'm not gonna say his name, but that's the reality, man. A lot of your favorites had some mob ties, had some big money behind them to get some decisions. Hell, we can see it even in, look at it, man. Fights like Oscar De La Hoya, Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea won. Sweet Pea versus Chavez Sr. Come on. Modern day robberies. Josh Taylor, Regis Prograis. Josh Taylor, Jack Catterall. Oscar Valdez in his fight before the Shakur fight for first Conceição. Like, hell, even Canelo Triple G, both fights. Canelo Lara. I mean, man, Serrano got robbed of her moment. I hope they get the rematch. And then you know the BS with it too. This is why it's bad. You know the BS about last night. They want to do the rematch in Dublin, Ireland. Now you thought Amanda Serrano got jobbed on her home state, home city, New York. Imagine how they about to do her in Ireland, in Katie Taylor hometown. Bro, Katie Taylor can go out there and get knocked down every round. She gonna still win by decision. It's that bad. Serrano, I'll give her this one critique. She let her foot off the gas. Round 5, 6, 7, when she had Katie Taylor hurt, she should have finished her. She should have got her up out of there in round 5. I ain't gonna lie. She let her recover. Credit to Katie Taylor. She's a great fighter. Beginning of that fight, her hand speed was too much. Defense was too good. Serrano walked her down, hit her with that power. Maybe Serrano gassed, but even then, she did enough. She did more than enough. She got robbed of her moment. Shout out to Amanda Serrano. Hey, I would love to see maybe Michaela Meyer. She gonna come up maybe. Michaela Mayer, sorry. Alicia Baumgartner. They come up. Cause see, now people are already saying Katie Taylor should just retire. Retire on top, champ. You gonna retire for robbery? She looked bad. I mean, she looked good in moments, but then when she was getting hurt, she looked real. She looked bad. She was struggling. I wouldn't be surprised if Katie Taylor retired, or rather, she gonna get the rematch in Dublin, make another meal or so. If she don't get knocked out, she winning by decision instantly. Pre-written scorecards. Sad though. Amanda Serrano earned that one. She didn't get a fair due. It is what it is. That's boxing, sadly. Hey man, I appreciate y'all. Like I said, I'm gonna keep doing these boxing videos. I love talking boxing and not just ESBC. I like boxing in general. We got some NFL content coming too. Like, comment, and subscribe for me. I appreciate the love. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Tell me what you liked about the video, how I can improve. Comment for me. Appreciate y'all so much. Shalom. Salute.